Hello there, I am Paul. This video is entitled, Changing Your Reality Requires Changing You First. So we're in a very intense time in this world right now. There is stuff coming up, patterns, people literally going crazy or pressuring or driving crazy in traffic or 100 other things. Now, what we need to start to become aware of is our part in some of this. So if we've had a past where, for example, I'm driving in traffic, somebody cuts you off in traffic, and that pattern has been going on in your life, how are you going to change that? Well, you can't change the other people. You can't educate all the other drivers and fix everything. It's a symptom of stuff that's going on in your nervous system, in your belief system, in your other stuff. This is happening in a million different ways. I've got an example. My upstairs neighbor, we're in a building where you're not supposed to have an air conditioner, but he's got an air conditioner, and it's apparently because he's got asthma, but what he really needs is an air filter and purification system. But he turns it on. He's been warned, and my landlord's telling me to let him know when this happens again. But last night, 5 o'clock in the morning, it turns on. It's 12 degrees Celsius outside, so it's not like you need cooling. But, for example, this young person that lives upstairs is driving me nuts, and I can't sleep, and other things. So there's a part in me that's like, okay, well, that's not okay, and that shouldn't be happening, and fighting the system and not respecting me and all this kind of stuff. So what I'm learning as we go, sorry, it's pouring rain if you can hear it. What I'm learning is that all this stuff has to be cleaned up. It's all stuff that's in our system that we've discovered and inserted into our reality at our own choice to basically slow us down, piss us off. Our ego is in there as well, and it's our protector, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, you need this thing to bother you so that you don't feel happy and get destroyed when something bad happens or other things. These are all the crazy elements that are going on in our nervous system, in our body, and our protectors, and they're trying their best to keep us safe in a very twisted way. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like, yes, these things are happening. Yes, it's true, and we're not liking it. It's not fun, etc., etc. But ultimately, we partner with things, people, situations, old stories, partners, business partners, relationship partners, and these things happen, and then we're like, oh, that's all I can expect. Oh, there's my whole world is this, and it's so slow, and I'm so angry, and I'm so frustrated, and blah, 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 blah. And ultimately, you get to the end of it, and you're like, holy cow, while I was so restricted, so structured, so protected, so safe, no wonder anything could happen, and it couldn't happen in my life. So when I discuss changing your reality requires you to change, you're going to have to look at all this stuff. These pokes is all best I can call them right now. Tests, pokes, people showing up crazy and reliving your worst nightmares or your bad experiences or your frustrations is actually serving you. It's showing you that maybe you partnered with these beliefs, with these thoughts, etc., to kind of shrink you, to armor you, to basically lure you into believing that you have to play safe. And I got to watch out in traffic, and I got to be hyper vigilant and all this kind of stuff, which are all nervous system dysfunctions, and really they may not be serving you. Now, basically the whole universe is upgrading, the whole reality is changing, things are improving, etc., 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 guaranteed to be said. And as a part of this, with all the light and all the solar flares and all the stuff that's being pushed into us, it's making us look at all this stuff. And what you do with it, okay, something's happening for me or something's happening to me. And I'm very much of the something's happening for me now. And I get excited when it's really intense, like the air conditioner guy upstairs and all the weird shit I was just talking about. A part of me is saying, whew, okay, what can I learn from this? What's going to improve? What's getting better from me taking conscious awareness and leaning into what's going on, etc. I'm dealing with it. I'm growing from this thing that at one point I would have said, oh, something's hurting me, and that which is my victim. And now I'm kind of like, okay, something's happening. I don't know what it is. This is very strange. It feels kind of uncomfortable, but I know it's got a purpose. I'm glad it's happening, and that takes some work to get there. But something better is going to happen, because that thing is breaking down right in front of my eyes. It's not happy, not fun, not playful, not anything. But ultimately, once I start to see it, my friend Roxanne said, well, get excited at it. Be excited. It's not hurting you. It's not, but it's helping you. And it was kind of like, yeah, well, okay. But it is. The more I look at it, the more I see these old programs, these old patterns, these old pieces of bullshit is all the best I can describe them as, that were part of my nervous system, part of my program from before. They're dissolving. I don't know how else to describe it. They're dissolving. They're just like not having the whole energy pattern, the old hold on me, the old frustration. Now it's something different. It's something very beautifully powerful. I'm seeing it, and then I'm looking at it, and I'm leaning into the energy of it, and I'm breathing a lot, and this intensity just kind of softens. And it's like, well, what is this teaching me? Okay, this is teaching me patience. This is teaching me to deal with people and seeing the patterns that I partnered with that are no longer serving me, but basically it was like, oh, he's doing something wrong. Oh, she's doing something wrong. Oh, he cut me off. Oh, did this. Well, that sounds whiny and stuff like that, but our brain and our mind judges this kind of shit and just pounds it into you all day long that you're being hurt, you're being victimized, other people are doing things to you, and all of a sudden you're living outside yourself. When, let's say, that guy with the air conditioner, I've had to start looking at it differently. When I listen to it, it's like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to sleep, and it just woke me up, and all this kind of stuff. Thankfully, it's just a droning noise, like brrr. So if you look at it with the right light, you can say, okay, and it's calming me. It's kind of like a white noise machine. I don't see the outside traffic. I don't hear it. So maybe it's a good thing. It's still, he's outside his bounds and all this kind of stuff. But to take in and grab onto and hold the chain of the bullshit that's going on and why is this happening to me and blah, 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 just distracts me. I don't know how else to describe it. It pulls me in, and then I just and frustrated, and why is he doing that, and blah 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 blah, which serves no one. In the end, I'm sure he's not even consciously aware he's doing it. He's just in a pattern, and I think he's got a ADHD or some level of autism. I've met him now, and whoever told him that it's good for asthma, he's holding on to for dear life. And I'm sure his power bill's got to be off the charts because that air conditioner is on 10, 12, 14 hours of the day. But we do have a rule in the building, and I do have an air conditioner. I probably turn it on 3 times in the year, but I'm very careful when I turn my air conditioner on. It's on a rubber mat, and it doesn't transfer the vibrations downstairs and other things. So this is the kind of thing we're looking at now. We're like, okay, are we accountable first? And then we're holding other people accountable, which I am through my landlord and other things. But ultimately, you get mad at it to go and assault him or whatever comes from getting so mad at, which I would never do. serves no one. It just goes in a friggin' infinite loop. You just go, woo, okay, and now he's mad at you, and now he's banging on your roof and doing things towards you, and these kind of things. So ultimately, when we start saying everything's happening for me and not to me, this beautiful blossom or peace grows inside my head. It's like, okay, what's this teaching me, and what's the thing, and why does this keep happening, and all this kind of stuff. But the fact it's coming up and I have the enough clarity to be able to say, okay, there's something in this, this has happened before, it's a pattern, and blah, 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 I can now look at it and say, oh, okay, I'm doing this to myself. Why am I doing this to myself? Well, I need to be frustrated, and I like to point fingers, and I want to blame everyone else, and I want to be the victim and stuff. But as I move forward each and every day, the victim can't stand. It can't continue. It's basically me giving my power away, getting angry at everybody for their actions, but basically making me mad and making me frustrated for no valid reason. And this may happen to you as well. And what's the value of you being frustrated and pointing the finger at somebody else and saying they're bad and I'm good and blah, blah, blah? It's a circle that we get stuck in, a loop. And we don't need that loop. It's not serving us anymore. So I'm going to recommend, when you're in that situation or somebody's cutting you off in traffic and things are frustrating and you just want to cry or curl up in a ball and be frustrated and other stuff, just look inside and say, why is this happening? What's going on? Why is this here for me? And this is the work of right now, is all these things are happening for us to show us where we've been a prisoner of our own thoughts, a prison of our own beliefs, a prison of our own wounding, of our own victimization. And if we go and stand with it and say, okay, this is teaching me something. I'm seeing that I'm not patient, or I'm seeing I like to point the finger, or I'm always in the victim, or these kind of things, you can say, no, I have a choice. I'm not going to be the victim now. I'm not the victim. I am basically loving myself. I put my hand on my heart. I say, okay, where can this go better? How can I look at this in a different way that I feel safe and comfortable and confident, and no more limping, whining bullshit that has happened in my past, and I own it. I think we all do it at some time or another, so there's no finger pointing or bad at or anything of the sort. But as we take self-responsibility, as we step into whatever's happening and say, okay, I own that. Yeah, shit, my bad. I'm shooting myself in the ass again. Something changes. It's a choice. It's a personal self-love, and you'll be so surprised, because at that point, the power goes away, the hurt goes away, and the crushing of the heart that I feel, and then it's like, okay, I'm growing from this, and this is great. And some discomfort is there, and I got to breathe through it, and I got to be conscious of my breath, get grounded, feel down into my pelvis, see what's going on, etc., etc., etc. But at least I'm aware of it. I can deal with it now, and I'm above it. And how often do you do that? How often do you feel that? How often does this come up for you? And then you get lost in it, or I got lost in it for sure. I don't know about you, but maybe it feels the same. And once you're lost in it, it kind of fucks up your whole day, and your vibration is low and all this kind of stuff. I think all this stuff is training us and pushing us to basically set a vibrational set point and always go back into our work, into our breathing, into our touching our heart, and realizing that the old way and the falling apart and the anger and the pointing fingers and victim serve no one. So as we come back to our power, we say, no, I'm not going to do that again. And this is self-mastery, and this is some of the most beautiful work you'll ever do as a human being, is to step into your power and say, no, no, I'm not going to be a whiny bitch today. I've been there many, many times, and this is no comment on woman or anything of the sort, but that's the one that wants to, everybody's hurting me, and I don't feel good today, and I feel safe. It's not fun. It's not worth the game. So I'll say this much. I've learned so much in my past years. I just missed my my address that I'm going to, but I learned so much, and it's no longer serving me, and I don't need to play that game anymore for this to work out. So maybe this has spoken to you, maybe it hasn't, but it's some clear evidence into some of the stuff that's going on right now. I felt like hellish and holy shit, I'm gonna die, and what the hell's this keep happening to me for, and all this kind of stuff. But it's teaching me. And if you kind of hold your hand on your heart and you take some deep breaths and say, this isn't working out, why does this keep showing up? Why does this show up again and again and again? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, this feels better. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm glad, now I know, and I don't have to worry about this anymore. So keep that in your thoughts, keep it in your awareness wherever you can, and you'll be surprised. I'm gonna